You need to know the truth, okay? It is not your fault. It's just that nobody really told you. There was a huge disconnection in 1976 when the United States had an animal act against people that were matching and fighting dogs. The people that actually owned the real American Pitbull Terrier were those men that were fighting dogs since the 1800s, best to best, on the framework of the best dogs are the only ones that breed and that were created, and the ones respected were the ones that came from the real top of the line elite breeders. At the same time, the AKC somewhere in 2010, 2020 took some pit bulls and created a different breed with different standards, with different development process, with different members, and called it the American Staffordshire Terrier. With time, those dogs don't look nothing like the real American Pitbull Terrier. Those dogs and some quality okay pit bulls went to the masses, went to the pet owners, and when the pet owners started to breed those dogs among themselves, they continue to call those dogs pit bulls. They're not real pit bulls anymore. They're not bred and selected by the real dogmen. But the men in 1974 were underground, stood quiet, protected the dogs, and took it to other levels, and then themselves retired the dogs after so many different events, and the bloods, the real men kept the bloods very private and stood quiet. So all those dogs that call pit bulls were actually not real pit bulls. They either street level pet pit bulls or dogs that were mixed with other breeds, were created a vacuum in 1985, and they started breeding these fake dogs they call blue dogs. They're actually great with black nose. They call them blue somehow, I don't know why. But they took those dogs that were fake and they started breeding them, but they stole the name. They kept the name because it's a great name. Pitbull means never give up. Pitbull comes from American Pitbull Terrier, which also comes from pit dogs, with the word pit means you've been fighting on a box. So the word Pitbull is not an umbrella term or anything like that, like some kids want to make you believe. It is actually the name of the real dog. And it doesn't cover bullies, it doesn't cover fake blues, double X's, triple X's of the giant fake dog on the news. People stood quiet before. I'm bringing you the news so you understand that. If your dog is soulless, don't pull, that's the reason why. If your dog is great and is loving and everything, it's because he has sparkles of the real dog. If your dog goes out there and wants to kill somebody, it's also because it's a fake dog. The real American Pitbull Terrier was discovered in the 1800s that the best dogs were the best pets. So they were breeding the best dogs. They were not breeding men biters. Occasionally, a hustler, seller, gambler will breed a gambler dog that was a good performer but a bad dog. They'll breed him like Zeebo. Or a hustler will breed a dog like Chinaman for profits. So the dog must come from a real dogman that loves the breed and wants to preserve only the very best dogs. To be a real American Pitbull Terrier has to come from the framework of the real dog, only the best, best to best, selected by the real men. For those that think they know about dogs, in the best times where the dogs used to go one against each other, always one that had the pedigree, that had a dogman behind it, will lose and it will be disqualified from the breeding process. At the end of the day, 2022, this is the bottom line. The real American Pitbull Terrier is about to go extinct and is only in the hands of a few great men. Myself, I want my dogs to be in the hands of pet owners that will give them a great life and enjoy them. The best people deserve to have the best dogs. I don't work with breeders. I don't work with hustlers. I don't work with kennels. I don't work with fake dogmen. And I don't work with criminals. I only work with great people. But you need to know the truth. Bye-bye.